Let's get it.
Hey, it's Bryan with DD214. Welcome back to the channel. Please like, subscribe, hit the little bell for notifications. I'm trying to get used to this little new intro we made up here, so pardon my fumbling around with stuff. All right, before we get going too far tonight, we're going to talk about getting back to the basics and prepping your family. So before we go there, we are going to remind everyone that our charities of choice is the Wounded Warrior Project and the St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. You can go to patreon.com if you want to help us out with that. And you can work with me directly, and everything that's made over there is matched by us and given to these charities at the end of the year. So thank you for helping us help them. All right, it is Wednesday and we are back. I'm glad everybody's on the mend from the weekend, and yeah, I'm glad you guys are here. I appreciate it. So, you know, we want to thank our veterans and first responders. I put that at the end of that little clip to always remember our veterans and first responders, and I took it off this part of it, and I'm going to put it back on because I like saying it myself. Thank you to the veterans and first responders out there. All right, so tonight we're going to be talking about getting your family ready. Now, this is something that is so important because most of the failures that I see out there, most of the people that fail in this business fails because of family situations, okay? All right. Gas prices. Gas prices are down almost 3 cents. I just bought fuel. The average is $3.62.5 across the country. It's down 2.5 cents, almost 3 cents a gallon from last week. But I just bought fuel today for $3.27 here. Okay. All right. Pictures of the week. We're not going to have a lot of news this week because this family situation is important, and I want to get into it. This is Robert. He's running a pizza oven, believe it or not. He's got it all decked out, ready to go. This is Steve's electric. Guys, if you know what that is, type it in because I'm not exactly sure. It looks like a resistor or some kind of electrical component. I don't know what this is. This is Robert. He sent me something that was already tarped, and so it was a nice tarp job, Robert, but I don't know what you're hauling. And this is Steve again. That's a trailer and some other things coming out of an equipment yard. And crazy shit you see out here was actually sent by Steve. Now, guys, I know this is hard to see, so I zoomed in a little bit. But what happened was Warner broke down. And, you know, if you break down, the law requires you to have 3 triangles in the truck to put behind the truck. Well, this guy did not have his 3 triangles, so he used 3 hard hats and a yellow vest, trying to make things happen. I guess you use what you got to use, but yeah, that's a big trucking company not to have a set of triangles in the truck. Look here, there they are. 3 triangles and a yellow vest to mark his situation. Now, crazier part about it is this truck beside of him got about halfway past him, and then cut into him. Drove right into him, took off the front fender. I believe Steve said the front fender, the mirrors, and crunched up basically the passenger side. So I guess when stupid falls, it falls all over the place. All right, under the hood. So we went to the range over the holiday weekend. I hope you guys did. I hope you got out and did something. Took a little bit of a break. There's my shot. There's me and my little. Let me zoom in here. Yeah, that's me and my little dead guy. Here's Miss Mila and her little dead guy. So yeah, somebody wrote that, hey, you don't want to piss her off, man. You done taught her to shoot. Now what are you gonna do? Well, you zigzag when you run. That's what you do. All right, so I'm out running tomorrow. So I'm running and running the service van, guys. The van broke loose this week for whatever reason, and yeah, we got 3 large jobs that come in, so it's going to be a busy week. I'm going to run, then I got to run next week, and in between that, I've got to get all these axle services dealt with. All right, let me say hi to everybody over on the other side. There's Kelly and Robert. Hey guys, good evening. Glad you're here. We've got 5 out in YouTube land there watching. So I'm glad everybody made it. So here we go. Tonight is getting your family ready. And I want to tell you guys something. Out of all the failures I've seen in this business, Robert Watts, there you are, sir. Out of all the failures I've seen in this business, family issues are the number one reason people either fail. Hey, Timothy, they either fail or they quit. So I got the stare from, I was saying hi as people was coming in the door. She gave me a stare. So anyway, so prepping your family. Prepping your family is extremely important. If you just up and leave for 2 weeks and you haven't prepped your family as to what to expect, you haven't dealt with the things you normally deal with, there's going to be a problem and you're going to catch hell. And when you're 12 hours away from home and you're catching hell from mama, it's number one, it's unsafe because that's not the place to be catching hell. If your mind's on what's going on at home, your mind's not on your job. And in that aspect of it, your job can possibly kill people and yourself. So you want to always keep that in mind. And you'll always, to prep your family. Let's go this way. To prep your family. What the first thing you need to do is look at what you do at home. For example, say you mow the grass every Tuesday. Okay, well, who's going to mow the grass? Well, you better hire a landscaper or a grass mower or whatever you call them where you are. Guys, that is a tax deduction. Okay, now you are paying somebody else to do what you normally did to let you make the money you're making. So understand how this all works. But you can't leave this stuff just willy-nilly out for somebody to figure out, because your significant other is going to get tired of it and start chewing on your ear. So prepping them, involving them in your day-to-day routine and your day-to-day activities. When I was on the road all the time, Mila was always out in front of me looking for hotels, because you guys know I'm not staying in a truck. So that was her gig. We dealt with it together, and she was part of it. She was part of making this business happen. And you have to understand, I've heard this twice this week. Thanks for the job. I like the job. Da, da, da. This is a great job. Well, this is not a job, guys. This is your business. It is your business, and it's up to you to make this business succeed. I'm here to help you if I can, but this is not a job. And you have to stop thinking of it as a job. When you get paid, you have to not spend all the money, because you're going to have, your business is going to have expenses that are going to come up, and you're going to need revenue. Okay. You're going to need cash flow. So, well, getting back to mama, getting back to your family, getting back to your children. I do not recommend this job for people with little kids. Okay. It's just too tough. And things that I really want to know some of your questions out there as to how to work through things. But there are going to be things that's going to come up that's going to need your attention, and you're not going to be there. So what you're going to have to do is be able to communicate what you need done through your spouse. Okay. Having your children involved, if you have smaller children or teenagers, is important as well. You know, my daughter Anna, she's always looking at fuel prices for me. As we go down the road, she's looking at it. She knows what a step deck, an RGN, a dry van, a Hotshot. She knows what all that stuff is because I introduced her to it. Roman knows what a lot of this stuff is, but he's working on the van side of things. So understand that involving them in your business is very important, even if it's small things, just so you guys get the connection. But it's really important with your spouse or significant other to help them understand the business. You know, the more they understand, the more they're going to be able to help you with it. When we started this business, Mila had never played on a computer. Isn't that right? At that point. So now she does payroll. So it takes a little patience, takes a little time, but you have to understand that if you involve them in this and not just call them home once a day, but involve them in keeping up with things. You know, you got a lot of paperwork that you're required to keep up with for a year. So keeping up with those types of things can help. Having them go through your settlement sheets, make sure that's all right, can be good. Anything can, as long as you guys are doing it together, make your family feel part, because it's not a job, it's a lifestyle change. And if you can put them with you and let them know your successes as well as your struggles, it'll be great. Yeah. But if you are just missing in action, it won't work. Will not work. As soon as people start putting a bitch in your ear on a daily basis, there's going to be a problem. So you got to bring them in. Say, hey, this is what we're doing, and talk to them before you go buy a truck. You know, this is a conversation you guys need to have going into it. If here's another example, if you would be the one that would have to pick up the kids from school on, say, Wednesday for whatever reason, how do you fix that? How do you fix that before you leave? These are the things you guys can work together on. How are you going to fix that? Because that's a hole. And if you leave it to Tuesday to pick up the kid or whatever, and all of a sudden you're not there, then you leave the significant other in a hell of a bind and something that he or she's going to have to scramble to fix. So, yeah. What other incidents do you think?
Who's paying the bills?
Yes, there you go. Who's paying the bills? Who's writing the checks out to cover the bills? If you're the one that normally writes the checks out, well, what are you going to do with that? So these are the things you got to work through. Otherwise, you're going to have issues. And if you don't work through them, you're going to get pounded on. So getting your family involved in the business, in your business, this is how important it is. It's important. So do we have any questions or comments? Okay, good. So let's talk about it a minute. Let's go on here and talk about scenarios that you guys may have that you found challenging or things that you hadn't thought about. But everything that goes on when you leave the house, excuse me, everything that goes on while you're at the house will have to continue to go on when you leave the house. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's not going to stop. So you have to make sure that you communicate everything with your spouse or significant other, and everybody understands what roles they are. Maybe you're the one that writes the checks. Okay. Maybe you'll have to turn that over to her. Or maybe she's going to take pictures of the stuff and you're going to prep the checks on the road or do ACH's bank checking. That way. I do most of I don't write physical checks anymore. I pay the bills online. So that communication has to go on. Yeah, some guys that I've known that Chris was a great driver. His home life killed him. Absolutely killed him. He ran like a scalded dog. He made great money, and his home life just beat him to death. So I would think that should this come up, you guys need to get it figured out really quick and don't let it hang out there. Remember, this is a lifestyle change. It's not a job change. You're not going out of town for a day. You're going out of town for a couple weeks. So you have to be prepared. All right. Questions, comments? I guess I did say this is back to the basics. So I'm guessing that, most of these guys probably already know this, but I just really wanted to bring it full circle, bring it back around, and we're going to go through these basic things again. But yeah, there's, for example, if you're out on your own, if you're out running your own MC, you're going to have somebody in the office there that's going to be able to do your IFTA reports, that's going to be able to do your state HUT reports, your annual filings, all that mess. Keep your safety records going on, keep all your. One guy doing this the way it's supposed to be done is almost impossible to do. It's just too much paperwork. You have to have somebody in your corner, and normally that's your spouse. So, guys, if there's no questions, we're going to cut it tonight. If you need me, please reach out. Who we got over here? I'm going to sneak again real quick. Yeah, Timothy. Yeah, good deal. If you guys have any questions, you can reach out and give me a call. But yeah, man, have a great week. Love your family. Enjoy them. And if you need me, call me. like, subscribe, hit the little bell, and we will talk to you Monday.
Let's get it.